It's fun. It's empowered. It's emotional. All the characters are firing on 100. Like it's the best we've done. And the finale, you're going to see how exciting the future of the show could be.
I am super excited for Quantum Leap to come back. That mid-season break always kills me. How are you feeling coming back after the break?
Oh my gosh, we're so excited. I mean, we just wrapped production yesterday, so you're catching me in a very emotional moment.
Yeah.
Professionals did this. I woke up like, oh yeah. It's the ride of a lifetime. The back half of the season is my favorite thing that we've ever done. You start seeing Addison make really proactive decisions. She's no longer in reaction mode. It's fun. It's empowered. It's emotional. All the characters are firing on 100. Like it's the best we've done. And the finale, you're going to see how exciting the future of the show could be.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You're giving me like goosebumps ahead of time. I'm super excited. And we are picking up after the midseason break with this little cliffhanger about Tom bringing this big file to the team. What can you tell us about picking up with this new key to possibly bring Ben home?
I mean, right? Like it's another giant chess piece on the table. Like just as we were starting to settle into something, boom, it changes again. And that's what's fun to watch. So all the characters are dealing with their respective part of that and what that means for them. And what's cool is that how the writers did this was brilliant, and nobody's walking out of this without a giant change, and everybody has to figure that out. So stay tuned.
We definitely will. Addison's also kind of going through a different thing with Tom after finding that ring. Tell me a little bit about her headspace, because I know I was shocked. She was shocked.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she saw that coming, because I think,
Yeah.
it was just, she's been once again, like having to deal with the Ben of it all. And her and Tom have been doing the best they can to be like real empathetic adults towards like the unreal situation that they are in. And then that just added once again another chess piece on the board. That's like, okay, now what do we do with this? And you'll see through episode 9 again, like Addison starts to make decisions where you can tell she's done just reacting to things. And now all of a sudden she's starting to put some chessboards, like, you know what I mean? She's driving it, and it's just so cool to see and play. So yeah, stay tuned. I mean, the next 5 are wild.
Well, do you think that conversation that Addison and Ben had, where it was like very candidly, like, I want you to be happy with like Tom, Hannah, do you think that had any kind of impact on her headspace moving forward and being more proactive like that?
Absolutely, because I think Ben let her off the hook, and she let herself off the hook.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's always going to be that 5% that like, that sucks, but I think both of them gave each other permission to be people throughout this, and which gave Ben the permission he needed to kind of explore the Hannah of it all, and Addison the permission she needed to just figure out who is Addison outside of really all the men, but outside of Ben in particular, and not having to feel bad about doing what she had to do to survive, which is exactly what Ben's done.
Exactly. Well, then you have that cathartic moment, and then it's like, well, Ben might be coming home. Well, that's another chess piece on the board.
Yeah. Well, that's just the writers being good at their job and ruining my life. Like that's what they do. They're like, oh yeah, you're good. Now it's gone. Fix that. That's their job as writers, tormentors. But like, that's the cool thing, right? Nobody gets to settle into something every day. Like, that's why it's not a procedural. It's not like that's why the show structure is different, and it's so much fun. And by the end of it, all of these things matter, because by the end of this season, you're going to see what season 3 is going to be, and how much bigger the show could be from even here, which is so cool.
Oh my gosh, you get me so excited for season 3 already. Is there anything that you can kind of tease for us about? You're saying it's getting a lot bigger. Can you tease anything else with that? Giving us too many spoilers?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have to ask.
I get it. I get it.
Well, I am just looking forward to seeing how this season kind of comes to a close. And going back to kind of the Tom, Ben, I'm really interested in just how their relationships are different with Addison, because they're both great and they both feel like they've got so much in them. How do you see these relationships as different for her character, and how do you kind of deal with that on screen?
Totally. I mean, the short answer is Ben and Addison they met in a time in their life where they thought they were going to save the world. And I think all of us have gone through that, right? You get out of college, you're going to be like, I'm going to be a journalist. It's all going to be Watergate. Nothing but Watergate is what we're doing. And then it's so exciting and it's so hopeful. And you're just working on this project, but it's theoretical. And then the reality of reality hits, and you lose. Everybody goes through tragedies. Everybody goes through loss. You'll lose your parents. Something awful will happen to all of us at points, and you have to put those kind of youthful hopefulness away, and not lose your faith in the world, not be jaded, but just understand that the world doesn't work how you hoped it might. Mm-hmm. And you're a different person at that point. So, the Ben and Addison that were together, Addison's not that same human being. She couldn't be that same human being. Mm-hmm. I mean, first, not only did Ben leave, but then everything that happened after, right? Yeah. So she's different. And so I had to really develop, who was she that was with him, and who was she that had to make different choices? And then who was the person that she was when she started looking actually for a partner? And why would she say yes to Tom? Would she even say yes to Ben now? Are they even close enough as people anymore to be in that kind of romantic relationship? So that helped a ton, is distinguishing who she was now. And then also just Peter and Ben or Peter and Ray are incredibly different actors with incredibly different energy. Mm-hmm. And that helped a lot, because it inherently creates a separate relationship.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see how all of it plays out whenever we dive back into the season. And season 3 is coming up. So thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate it.